Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at CRO. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, you can see we are in this massive channel down pattern. Reminds me of Algorand a lot. So we have entered the pattern in June 2022, and the pattern has been intact. And I would say every single time you bounced off the resistance, you could have easily taken profits and just waited until you dumped down. And right now we had two consecutive retests of the resistance of the channel, and it looks like we're not actually going to be coming back down to the support. If we were to drop down to the support, that would be extremely bearish, taking us approximately to 3.5 cents. And from where we are right now, that would be another approximately a 40% pullback, which technically is still possible. I'm not saying that's impossible, but considering the fact that we have already seen a massive pullback for these altcoins, this would only be possible if we have a flash crash, some sort of a black swan event. So 94% pullback already for CRO. If we were to dump down to 3.5 cents, that would put us at 96%. So in the grand scheme of things, it is possible. If you want to prepare yourself for that just in case, potentially set up some buy limit orders around this support here of the channel down pattern. Now, as long as you're in the channel down pattern, you have to expect to adhere to the channel's resistance and support. So every time you have a bounce, you should expect a move back down to the support until the channel is broken. So usually it happens on the third or the fourth touch. Once the channel is broken, we need to see the volume indicator start coming in, and that is going to show us whether the breakout is proper or not. Because if the breakout is happening and there is little to no volume, there is a very good chance you're going to break back down and come back into the channel pattern. I've seen that many times. So make sure the volume indicator is there. Make sure the entire altcoin market is pumping. That would bring a lot of confluence to the fact that we have broken out of this pattern and we're going to start moving to the upside. We're going to start creating an uptrend. So right now, the prices are very cheap. We're sitting at our previous low here from December 2022. So I would say these are very, very good buying prices for anyone who was looking to enter CRO, especially if you have been buying during these pumps, especially during November 2021. I remember making videos on CRO back then, and we did have a massive move to the upside here. In less than, in a few months, we did a 5x. So if you bought above 50 cents, right now is your opportunity to bring down that average buying price. Full transparency, I don't own any CRO tokens, and I'm not planning to buy anytime soon. There are a lot of other altcoins that I'm bullish on. So CRO unfortunately is not one of those, because I don't like buying centralized exchange tokens. And yeah, like I said, right now, great buying opportunity for anyone who is looking to buy. If we start zooming in a bit more, you can see that we are holding the 20 MAS support. That is pretty good. So we're starting to move up. We are building some sort of a local uptrend. We have a higher low coming into play. We have this high. So what we need to do is we need to break this local high that we just printed in June, and we need to retest the top of the block at least, so that we can start creating this local uptrend, and then we need to print another higher low, and so on and so forth. So if we set up a Fibonacci retracement from there to there, we could be looking at approximately 6 cents as our 1.618 target, and that would pretty much take us back to this local high that we printed on June 5th and 4th, 2023. Now, that is pretty much it for the daily chart. Not a lot to be said here. One thing you can take a look at as well, if we start breaking out of this support block, you can take a look at this over here at the channel's resistance. So approximately 6.5 cents could be your technical target here, because you might just bounce up from that resistance and then start coming back down and potentially be looking at a 15% retracement. But once again, this is just speculation. I would avoid swing trading as of right now because you do not want to be, you do not want to sell before the asset starts pumping into August and September, which is when we usually have a bull trap, or we usually have some sort of a local high in the altcoin market. Now, if we take a look at the daily RSI, let's see what's going on here. Another great retest of the support block below, between 29.6 down to 25.1. As you can see, every time you enter that block, that was a very good buying opportunity. Sometimes you had a fake out below, but usually you tend to stay in the block, and over here you had a perfect retracement and a perfect bounce. And right now we're a bit overextended. As you can see, we did have this quite impulsive move to the upside here. I don't think we need those trend lines because they're from the weekly chart, I believe. The top one isn't. So the top one here is something that you can target because we've been running into this trend line as resistance multiple times, and we could be looking at another retest. So the first one was back here in March 2022, in August 2022, in November 2022, in February 2023, a fake out in May and a fake out in January here. Well, January was really bullish, so that really wasn't a fake out, that was just a breakthrough, but this was a bit of a fake out in May. So potentially take a look at this resistance, maybe take some profits here, and once you start dumping, you can buy back with a 5% pullback or a 10% pullback, depending on how you're trading. But once again, only if you're experienced and you are willing to take the risk. Otherwise, just buy and stake. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Taking a look at the weekly chart, we have a falling wedge pattern playing out. We just had our most recent bounce off the support, and it looks like we're going to be moving to the resistance level, and we'll see if we have a breakout from there. If we end up with a breakout, the technical target is going to be at 0.085, so roughly 8.5 cents is going to be your technical target. And from where we are right now, that is approximately 46% to the upside. We also lost this important support level at 0.05759 cents. This was retested back in December 2020, in December 2022, and then we slightly lost this level here. So this is quite bearish. We're trying to come back above it. If we don't, I am expecting this falling wedges support trend line to hold us as support, but I would be careful, because if we have a pullback across the market, we could be looking at a pretty strong retracement. If I set up the Fibonacci retracement, you can see we did retest the 1.272 at 0.0515 cents, but our technical target is going to be down here at 0.045, so basically 4.5 cents is going to be your target if you drop back down below the local low here, below 0.0569 cents. So you're potentially looking at a 21% pullback. But obviously, like I said, if we start pumping and we start breaking the resistance of the falling wedge, your technical target is going to be 8.5 cents roughly, or 0.082 cents, and that would be a pretty good retracement, a pretty good take profit. If we start breaking above that, we can set up a Fibonacci retracement to the upside, and you could be looking at 10 cents, almost 11 cents here, and that could lead us into August, September, the pump or the bull trap that we're expecting then. But we'll not talk about that yet, because let's see if we can at least break out of the falling wedges resistance, and then we'll take a look at our future targets. But you can see there's a lot of resistance in this range over here. We're going to have this major resistance level at 15.5 cents. We're going to have this resistance at 12 cents, this resistance at 10 cents. So yeah, a bunch of levels here that we need to be retesting and breaking through. Once we break through this range, I think it's going to be a bit easier to start coming back up. We're going to have a major level here at 22, almost 23 cents. But this is going to be a pretty strong block for us to get past. And one other thing that I want to add is that we are printing a bullish divergence on the weekly chart. So the RSI is printing higher lows when the price action is printing a lower low. This is a bullish divergence, and this is typically followed by a pump, a bit of a pump. And this is quite a big bullish divergence. So I would say there is a good chance we're going to see a break out of this falling wedge. And usually you break out of falling wedges on the third try. So you have your first test, your second test, and the third test is usually when you actually break out. So this falling wedge is supporting that narrative, the narrative of us breaking out of the falling wedge and retracing to our technical target. And the stochastic is also retracing from the oversold, slowly making its way back up the upside. So that's also important to keep in mind. So thank you all for watching this video, guys. If you did learn something useful, feel free to leave a like. Let me know in the comments below if you're bullish on the project. Feel free to share the video as well, because it's going to help others understand what's going on with the charts. And feel free to subscribe and hit that bell notification just so you get notified every time I upload. And feel free to check out all the social links down below in the description. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.